This is West Ham Unofficial. Come on, your Irons. West Ham United have a trophy on the board. Can you believe that? A trophy on the board. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are well. West Ham 2, Atalanta 0. Took place yesterday, 3 p.m. London Stadium. We got it over the line with a Mikel Antonio goal and a Pablo Fornals late goal to seal the deal. Today, to review the game, I'm joined by Steve. How are you, Steve?
Feeling a bit rough, mate. Hence the sunglasses. Bit of an hangover this morning. Been out celebrating West Ham going to win the Premier League this year. It's our year. It's our year, mate.
God, them pints are kicking in, Steve.
Well, that's what I told everybody in the boozer last night, mate. None of them believe me, but I'm sure I'm right. I'm in the know.
We're joined by James on tour. James, how are you?
All right, mate. Good result yesterday. Played really well. I don't think we're going to win the league. I don't know how many pints Dale was in at the time, but I mean, it must have been a good few pints.
Hence the sunglasses, quite a few.
Well, so if he's more than 10 pints in, then yeah, we'll take your word for it, Dale. But no, listen, we played well yesterday. I must admit, we did play well.
I can't read the comments. I got to take them off, Jakey.
All right, let's have a look who is in the. Let's have a look who's in the chat. Gary says, "Hi everyone, just want to wish 3 legends happy birthdays today: Phil Parks, Julian Dixon, Danny Gabaldon, all their birthday. Happy birthday, lads! If you do watch this.
Yeah,
Good morning, the disabled team. I hope you are well." Scott's in. Morning. Perfect timing with Chef on tea break. What a result yesterday. The Prem is not ready for Saeed Benrahma. It's definitely not. Scott says, Steve looks like he had a heavy night.
Massive, mate. Massive. Honestly, I only got a phone call. I was still in bed at 10:30 this morning when Jake rang. I was lying on the bed, flannel on my forehead. Thinking, oh dear. And come on a show. Oh, go on in. If I do depart from the studio urgently, I've gone to chuck up. But there we go.
All right. I
should hold it down. I've just had me chocolate briges, whatever they're called, and brioche buns, yeah, and a cup of tea. So
good.
I should be all right.
The disabled team says, "Congratulations to you, West Ham fans, for winning silverware. Maybe you could let Spurs have a look." Nah. Not quite.
No. Spurs won't get no silverware. I'll tell you, we're going to win the Premier League this year. Get your money on. Get the odds on now. We've got to be 500 to 1, something like that. This is. Remember when Leicester done it at 500 to 1? This is time to put your money on. They had told you first.
Couple of beers last night, Steve, as well. Again.
Yeah, it was more than a couple, mate. We had double numbers, and I was on that proper job as well, 5.5% or whatever.
How was the date, Jakey? There wasn't a date. There was
definitely a date. Now I got
the reporter.
Right. I sent reporters into the bushes outside the theatre yesterday in Bath, and Jake was captured hand in hand with a young female. I'd guess she was around 13, 14, little blonde. He likes his blondes by the looks of things. He's the new Frank McAvenny. He's our Jake Cox. He's trapping the blondes.
Right.
You need to tell your viewers her name, Jake. Come on. Right. If you've got a girlfriend, we've all had birds.
Yeah, took him to the theatre. He went to the theatre as well. That's a nice date, isn't it? Straight to the theatre.
Gary says,
It's like a yuppie.
Gary says, James, have you heard about the left back we are close to signing from Villarreal?
Yeah, I have, mate. His deal fell through at Napoli. And West Ham are looking like we're going to be getting him. I don't know much about him, but if he's going to Napoli, he must be half decent. So, we need a left back, and it's a good signing if we can get him.
Scott says, I hope Jake gave you enough time for recovery, Steve. Yes, I let him. No. I let him walk the dog. I let him eat his brioche buns. I let him do everything.
I've done everything. I went out for fresh air because I couldn't have sat here without any fresh air first. I nipped the dogs out. Come back. You did let me have a cup of tea and me buns, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I think I'm starting to come round a little bit now.
Paul says, good morning, all. What a great day yesterday. We won some silverware.
It was a great day. It's a shame you was in the theatre with your bit of totty, Jake, wasn't it? You missed a great performance, didn't he, James?
Did, mate.
Yeah, holding hands there, sharing your popcorn.
He valued his girlfriend over the claret and blue.
I know, he's a bit of a traitor, I reckon. He's got to find a new bird who supports West Ham. Any birds out there, West Ham fans, get in touch with Jake Cox. He needs a West Ham bird so he can watch all the games. Not go down the Ponzi Theatre watching some play.
Listen. I'm going up to Newcastle next weekend. Steve, are you there?
Hang on, mate. Hey, mate. Sorry about that, Saeed. No, he did miss your performance, Jay. He was in the theatre. He didn't watch your performance, mate. No, he's down a theatre with some totty. All right, yeah, I'll tell you that's cancelled. All right, mate, no worries. Cheers, so. Yeah, cheers, bud. Good performance, by the way. Cheers, mate. Bye. Yeah. Saeed's got a message for you. He's not coming on the show now. He's coming on the Day's Banter show because you didn't watch his performance.
Right, okay. Well, Steve, I guess, you're slaughtering me now. I guess we'll see you up at Newcastle next weekend then.
Me, no, I'll be doing the watch-along for my dedicated... See, I don't... Because we do the watch-alongs, I'm dedicated to that now for my fans of the Day's Banter show. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, please do.
Right then, let's get into the starting lineup.
Hey, I'll see the game more than you will in Newcastle, mate. Wait till you're getting that away. Do you think you're in fucking heaven by the time you get up them steps?
I know. It will be interesting, that's for sure. Right then, should we have a little look at the starting lineup then, lads? I think we shall. We shall. Right then, so we came out with Fabianski in goal, Soufal. So no Areola starting, Soufal, Diop, Dawson, Creswell, Rice, Souček, Fornals, Yarmolenko, Benrahma, and Mikel Antonio. Steve, to you first. What was your reaction when you saw that?
I thought it was a good, strong side, starting side. I was a bit surprised Yarmolenko was playing, to be honest, but obviously Moyes had a bit of a reason for that. Kufal now is Tufal, by the way.
No, it's Soufal. Soufal.
No, it's Tufal, apparently.
Okay.
No, I checked it out with my mate who's married to a Czech bird. He lives out in Czech, and he says Tufal. But anyway, we call him what we want. He's still class, isn't he?
Yeah.
So seriously, all jokes aside, it was a strong side. Something similar to what I would have thought to start the Premiership with next week at Newcastle. Yarmolenko was the only little surprise for me, and obviously Dawson will probably start next week because our new centre half, whose signs will be announced on Monday, probably or Tuesday. Probably take a little bit of time to settle in and be on the bench. I would have thought, Moyes. So I think you start with Dawson. Calamity Dawson will start.
Newcastle away again.
Yeah. But it was a good, strong side, mate. And I'm enjoying it at the minute. But once you see Benrahma on the team sheet now, you think, here we go. We're in for some entertainment here. And he's the new Payet, mate, right? And you can see what they're doing. When Slav had Payet in the side all played the ball to Payet because they knew he could do magic and create, which he did, as we all know. There's no point going back on history. And they were playing the same way yesterday, mate, with Benrahma. Right, get the ball up to Benrahma. He gets away. He's awesome, mate. I tell you that he's going to be the Premier League's finest player this season. His value's going to go through the roof, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what Brentford have got on sell-on clauses, but I hope they got one in there because I tell you what, that boy's going to be serious money, mate. Serious money.
James, what was your thoughts on the starting lineup? Obviously, we had Andrei Yarmolenko in there. Obviously, we all love him. But were you surprised at the severe strength that David Moyes went with? Oh,
he's frozen, isn't he? He's frozen.
James is gone. Oh, we've lost James. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, well, never mind.
Well, let's have a look. Well, Steve, what was your thoughts on Andrei Yarmolenko? You watched the whole game yesterday. Did he impress you?
No, not really, mate. He didn't really impress me. He was okay. He wasn't nothing special. He wasn't nothing like we saw in the Euros or anything like that. But again, how much reserve or games have already played? I'm not really sure. So, hey, you could criticise him, mate, but he didn't light the place up on fire.
Yeah, I think we got James back.
Souček was quite quiet yesterday as well. So his first game really back in the first team. So you know,
have we got James back? Are we connected, James?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, just about.
No.
Oh, you there? Oh, I think we lost him again.
Talking to James while we're trying to find him, it's good to see him so positive yesterday. He was buzzing at halftime. Absolutely buzzing was our James. Like, he's normally quite, I wouldn't say negative, but, you know, but yesterday he was flying, mate, flying. Fair play. I don't know if that's because he'd been in the pub.
Paul says Benrahma playing at number 10 is his position. Everything we did yesterday was through him.
Yeah, that's bang on, Paul. And I think that's the way they're going to set up for the season, mate. And you can't blame them for doing that, can you? It's going to be like Payet all over again. We had a wonderful season that first season with Payet, didn't we? And it's going to be a replay of that, really. But this time it's Benrahma, and hopefully he'll be a bit more loyal and stay at the club rather than do a sulky, which, according to Brentford Clive, is a level-headed lad, this Benrahma. So that'd be good. Yeah. That'd be good.
Apparently Jake's buying the beer at Newcastle. Steve won't be there to buy one for us. That'll be all right. Scott says, I've got a sneaky feeling we will see that exact team against Newcastle with Jared Bowen coming in for Andrei Yarmolenko. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think so as well, Scott, to be honest, mate. I'd totally agree with that, actually.
Right, I'm back now. I've got some signal now, so I'm all right.
Brilliant.
I'm all good. Yeah. I thought it was a good performance yesterday, mate, really, if I'm honest. Like, I thought the team played all right. I was quite shocked well the actual team did play. There's a couple of positions, if I'm honest, that we do need to strengthen. I think we all know it. But in the grand scheme of things, I thought we've done well.
Yeah. I just asked Steve the same question. Did Andrei Yarmolenko impress you yesterday?
He is what he is, mate, at the end of the day. Like, we all know what he is. And the problem is he's not the solution to our problems at the end of the day. Like, we need younger, fitter, fresher type players. You know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, it's one of them ones. We all know what we expect from him. But if he does anything half decent this year, we've had a result.
Yeah. Guys says Jake will be on the Newcastle Brown Ale next week, apparently.
You stop talking about beer.
Ken said floor 6 to 7 at Newcastle, young Jake. Oh, wow. We will. Well, I'm sure all the West Ham no one's done that for 2 years, so we'll all do it together, I'm sure. Hope to see you there, Ken. At some point, hope to catch up. Let's see what else is in the chat. Gary as well. Right then, here we go. It's Sofal and Souček, as confirmed by Souček. So it's Sofal and Souček.
Right,
those are the pronunciations of that.
Souček.
So Yarmolenko taxi one-legged rocking horse rubbish. Exactly my thoughts, Kent. Exactly.
I think he'd be gone before the season starts, personally. Maybe they ran him out yesterday for people to have a look at him. You don't know, do you?
Scott says, definitely promising to see Rice back. Benrahma has ones as feet. He's a magician, a pleasure to watch. As Scott says, really impressed with Coventry when he came on. Yeah. Coventry, Steve. First.
Yeah, he had a great performance when he came on, mate, to be honest. And you can see why they've changed their mind to sending him out on loan, can't you? Yeah. You know, he's in for Moyes' spotted something there and he's ready for the season, mate. I think you find he's not going to start many games, is he? But what great cover he's going to be, mate. Look at the way he's been playing. And yeah, it's great to see that he's not going out on loan now. But he's going out on loan for youngsters, a good move. Do you know what I mean? To get regular first team football. It's all part of the growing process to be a Premiership football player. But I think he's ready to go in now. And he's already, and I think Moyes sees the same and thinks he's a Premiership player. He doesn't need to go out on loan. Let's use him. He had a great game yesterday. He's spraying the ball around. Lovely.
Scott says Diop impressed me, which is good to see as well.
Yeah, he was really good. It's a shame you're in the theatre, Jake, because you missed one of Diop's best performances, didn't he, James?
What a coincidence.
Even James was I've never seen James so smile so much at half time. He was buzzing. I was buzzing.
I was, mate.
It's a shame. Tell you, it was a brilliant game.
Yeah, I've got to admit, there's a few players who did surprise me yesterday. Diop, one of them. Connor Coventry, I've seen him live, from my own eyes, and when I watched him, he was very lightweight. But yesterday, he looked like a different player to what I see of him before.
Yeah, he was winning the ball well.
His passing ability, his passing ability is excellent. Really good. And I just think to myself that Diop played well yesterday. Fornals played well yesterday. I know a lot of people said about Fornals, and obviously Scott will agree with me. Me and Scott have backed Ben Rama up from minute one, from the moment he arrived here. And me and Scott have always knew this player has a talent. He just needed time, and the time is now, I think. And I think he's going to be phenomenal this year, Ben Rama. As long as we've got a striker that can match the assists. Because I don't think Ben Rama will assist any player. It's whether or not they put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, completely. To be fair, by people in the chat, it sounds like every single player impressed yesterday. Gary says Noble played well when he came.
Noble was playing like he was 22. he was brilliant. Noble was absolutely brilliant yesterday. Gary's bang on there, but he was playing like he was 22. You never believe this was his last season, really, before he retires. Crikey. He's like a spring chicken, mate. But obviously it's a long season, and he knows his legs won't probably go the season, But no, he's great. He was great.
To be honest, when he gets put up against Declan Rice when he has to come in, at the back end of last season before he got injured, I think he put in some really decent. I thought he put in some really decent performances. To be honest with you, but it's just being put next to Declan Rice, which is, putting him down. Areola yesterday, he came on at some point. I think he came on the 63rd minute. He came on. Did he have anything to do, James? Come to you first. Did he have anything to do? Anything happen with him?
Not really. They had a few attempts, but they was going wide or just like easy, like routine stuff. I like Areola, mate. I spoke to you before on your shows. I said if we can get Areola through the door, he's a giant of a man. I didn't realise how big he is. And I think I want to see him be our first choice goalkeeper in the Prem this year, 100%.
Steve, was there any at all? What did he impress you, Steve?
There wasn't he didn't have a lot to do really, but we've seen him play obviously before anyway, haven't we? And he was in full command when the ball come to him and whatever. So yeah, he didn't really have a lot to do. I'll tell you, we were that good yesterday, sniffing out Atalanta. They're a Champions League side, lads. Let's remember that. Atalanta, I'm sure they're in the Champions League again this year.
Yeah.
They're a bloody good side, mate, and we didn't give them. What impressed me, we were great going forward, and we done what we done with Barn. Shut up, Siri. Oh, Siri's kicking off on me. Over there now. There was your opinion, Siri. Hang on. Right, but what we were doing really well, what really impressed me was that when they had the ball, we're talking Atalanta, they're no mugs, mate. They're no mugs. When they had the ball, we just all dropped back, sniffed out, won the ball back quickly, and then pounced. Right, and it was brilliant to watch. And that could have been Man United, Tottenham, whoever. Right? Well, Tottenham would have been, at the other end scoring. But look there, 25 likes, everyone. 25 likes, big banner on the bottom. But that was what was really good, mate. We were playing brilliantly, right? And we just sat back, waited to nick, and we nicked the ball every time. They couldn't. They were devoid of ideas how to break down West Ham. Right? In the end, they had to bring in about 13 subs to try and break us down. Right? And they still couldn't. Right? They put every player on they could possibly do to break it. They might as well have put another 13 on the pitch. They still wouldn't have broke us down. Seriously, we were really impressed. People are going to laugh when I say we're going to win the Premier League, right? I had a few beers, but I'm telling you, we will be. If we
Daya, you are still drunk, mate. You are still drunk. Don't even carry on, mate.
I haven't got in the car this morning, but no, seriously, I don't see much out there that's going to beat us next season if we play like we did yesterday.
Next thing you'd be telling us that Antonio's going to score 30 goals, mate, and hit the post 45 times.
He's got to play enough to score 30 goals, isn't he? I tell you
I agree with you, though. Yeah.
Don't write West Ham off this season, because I tell you what, it's going to be our best season for a very long time. That's my opinion. Unless you're and knocks us back a bit, but
yeah, I agree with what you just said about from back to front. We was very rapid from back to front, from out of defence straight into the midfield. Declan Rice, we've got to keep this man at our club because he drives us massively up the pitch. The pace for our front line is frighteningly good. And when Bowen wasn't even on the pitch at the time, we had Ben Rama, Fornals, Antonio. I know you had Yarmolenko there, but if you take Yarmolenko out and put Fornals in, that's a good front four. The only problem with that front four is his lack of goals. Like, if Antonio don't score, where does the goals come from? That's the only issue. But other than that,
the new striker is signing on Friday, James.
Yeah, well, let's hope it's same.
This week, the domino effect is about to take place. Right, that's all I can tell you. This is. I'd never say I'm in the know because I don't want to be associated.
Give us a wink. Give us a wink if it's Tammy Abraham like that.
Right. All I'm saying, I got hang on. Hang on. Let me put sunglasses back on just in case I wink. Let me tell all West Ham fans, be assured, the domino effect, cling, 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 will take place this week, and West Ham will have a striker by the weekend.
I hope so. A
good striker, and a good striker too.
Gary says,
is it worth a few quid though, Dale? Like, let me know.
That's I don't want to ever be known as this in the know larky, right? That never, because I get told things by agents as well. Who sometimes are trying to pump it up for me to go and tell other people to bring it into the spotlight. That's the game of being an agent, mate, right?
Yeah.
You get people who give you genuine information, and you get agents. And this is why all these in the know people who make a living from it, basically. In fact, good luck to them. But they're getting their information from agents, and agents always have a motive. Always have a motive. Do you know what I mean? I had a motive once. I'll tell you a little story how it worked. Joe Ledley at Cardiff. I was travelling up to Upton Park. My son, he was in the pipe. He said, "Oh, we're signing so-and-so." I can't remember the player now. I said, "No, we ain't, mate. No, we ain't." Dad, it says it in the Sun. I said, "I'll watch this." Picked up the phone. He said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "Right, I'll sell West Ham. I'm going to buy it." Right. I took me driving up, and I said, "What?" So I make a couple of phone calls. And before you know it, it'd be in the press. Joe Ledley signing for West Ham for $3 million. Well, I don't know if you remember it being on Sky Sports or whatever. And that was me. And it was all bullshit. And I was in the car. I rang up Tony Reese from the News of the World. Tony, a bit of info. I'm just on my way to Upton Park. Oh, cheers, Steve. What's that? Normally, I'd give him great info. Do you know what I mean? Because all the reporters always ring you. And Joe Ledley, mate, Upton Park, right? Deal's going down. $3 million up front, right? Sam man's accepting because they're skint, right? Great. Cheers, there. Don't say anything, Tony. Right? Famous last words, isn't it? Bang. Within 10 to 20 minutes, it was online. Right? It's in the News of the World on a Sunday on the back page in Wales. Ledley off to West Ham for $3 million. Right? Then Sky Sports pick it up, of course. So it's all across the ticker bar. So I turned around and said, "There you are, mate. Don't ever believe what's in the fucking newspaper." Right?
Gary
the only newspaper you could believe is Global 247 News.
Gary says Fornals impresses me every time I see him. Scott says Steve and I couldn't keep up with the number of subs. Something to improve on for next week.
We needed a calculator, mate. Well, that's we caused them something. They brought on, I think, wasn't it, Scott? I think they brought 5 subs on in one move to try and break us down.
Wow.
Could do it. They could have had battle tanks and everything on that pitch yesterday. They still would not have scored. Okay, we were defending that well yesterday. Even Craig Dawson had a good game.
Steve's admitted it.
You know, he was all right, Donkey, yesterday. Donkey Dawson was all right, mate. But he won't be a first team regular this season with obviously Milenkovic coming in. Ogbonna, they say you mentioned you thought he was out to Christmas. I think you find he's back in training, Jake. So I don't think he's out to Christmas, mate. And if we got to keep Diop, I think there's a lot of this Leicester talk at the minute, isn't there? And the club are going to have to convince him.
To be honest, Steve, I think they need a centre back now after what's happened to Fofana in the last week.
Well, I'm not care about Leicester, mate, but I'm just concentrate on West Ham, right? Because we are. Forget Leicester; they've had their lucky streak of winning the Premiership. This is our year, mate. I'll tell you. But no, seriously, Diop. If Leicester come in and throw the money at him, and he's looking at it, will I start every game? Will he? You know, I think he will, but I think he'll stay.
Kent says Coventry did well yesterday. Looked to play the ball as early as possible. Didn't slow the game down until him and Cullen will be playing for Ireland sometime soon. Gary says not being disrespectful. I thought we'd have a much tougher time against Atalanta. I thought that as well. But I did. But James, I mean, the way you were describing it seemed like a pretty easy day at the office.
It is, and it was, but let's not get carried away. It's a friendly against the team. Next week will be the real test. Newcastle away Sunday, 2:00. That's when that's when all the hard work that we've put in over pre-season comes out. It was a good result yesterday, and the team played well. A lot of players played well. I can't knock any of the players. I thought they all put in a decent performance. None of them looked ring rusty or anything like that. But it's all about next week now, mate. And this is where we need to get down to business. We need to go to Newcastle next week, and which is a place where we don't win. We've won once there in the last sort of 5-6 years, and it's a tough place to go at any time. It's the first game of the season, so I think we will know more next week rather than this week.
Is that a theatre review? It was very, very good. With my mum and dad, not with anybody else, Steve. Not anybody else was there. Well, there was. There was lots of people.
What I say is everybody watch Global 247 News exclusive later on this afternoon.
When Steve gets a chance.
The presenter, the fame's gone to his head with Simon Cowell chasing him, and he's out with all the blondes.
Let's just stick him on mute for a minute. Where Manny says, "I love our team's great yesterday, and we moved well off the ball, but Atalanta were very poor." Paul says Fabianski played well yesterday, even caught crosses and controlled his box. That's what we'd like to see. Oh, right. If he's put his hand up, I'll take him off mute. Go on, Steve.
What happened to you there? Well, you cut me out and cut me in. You know this problem we've been having with StreamYard? It just happened then with your sound.
Oh, did it? Oh, I won't mute you then. Sorry.
You were talking 100 mile an hour. It was like, I don't know if that happened for other people. You might have to refresh Jeff. Jeff. Bloody hell, all over the place.
Unbelievable,
Is it
Jeff.
better now?
Yeah, it's better again now.
Better?
Yeah. We need to get on the StreamYard about that because it's happened to you now.
I will. Right then. I'll get on the blower later on. Let's have a look here. Daniel says, I want us to sign Paul Onuachu. Steve, let's have a wink. Wink, wink. No, not at all, Steve.
No comment. I'm not getting into it, but all I'm saying, we've got a good striker. Should be. Remember, transfers can always go wrong, as we know, but we should have a striker in by Friday, mate. A good striker as well. Not a big name, not a massive name that everybody, it's not going to be like Harry Kane or anything like that, but it's going to be, everybody be pleased.
See, Robert's putting our second string side as it stands. Fabianski, Fredericks, Dawson, Alves, Arthur, Noble, Coventry, Lanzini, Johnson, Yarmolenko and Okoflex. I mean, there isn't a striker there, but that's not too bad. That's not too shabby, as Robert says, really, is it?
I've got to take this, Jake. Hang on, mute me a minute, mate, because this is important, right?
All right. I'll take you out.
It ain't a bad lineup, Jake, but a lot of them players are not ready, so to speak. Flex, I know he's played all right in pre-season, but is he going to be all right against a top-quality defender? Do you know what I mean? Coventry, I did like him. He's one player I did like. And I could safely say that he was quite a decent player, Coventry yesterday. But the rest of them, I agree. They're big-time players, really.
Yeah. Listen to Kent. Diop says, Diop's a Rolls Royce, we must keep him.
I agree. I agree with that.
Kent has spoken. Paul says Seema is a right wing player, not a striker. Can we see another conversion? We will just have to wait and see as Steve puts his shades back on. Did someone say Newcastle away? Yeah, Newcastle away. Anyone? Steve? Newcastle away?
No, I've been there too many times, mate, and you're up at the gods. And I'm going to stick loyal to my viewers and do a watch along, mate. But look out for you in the crowd, Jake, if we see you with your bird.
I'll be there with Anton. I won't be there with a bird. I'll be there with Anton.
Just remember, right, Newcastle nightlife ruined Andy Carroll, right? Just remember that tip. So don't go ruining the West Ham unofficial show. At 14 years old, go getting sloshed on Newcastle Brown Ale.
Yeah,
it's horrible. It's too gassy, that stuff. Stick on your J2Os, mate.
All right. Daniel says, I'd be happy with Tammy Abraham and Nikola Milenkovic and another central midfielder. Ken says, in Moyes, I trust he will buy the right players, whether it's 4 million or 40 million. I agree.
That's my feeling as well, Ken. I don't think we need to worry, mate. Moyes just picks out. I'll tell you what, I'm really chuffed with Moyes, right? Oh, chuffed for him. Sir Alex Ferguson is never wrong, is he? Let's be fair. He's very, very rarely wrong, right?
Yeah.
And when he said Moyes was the next Man United, he was good enough to be the next Man United manager. He was bang on the money, Fergie, wasn't he? Right? Moyes, then obviously, Man United treated him pretty bad in that season, got rid of him too soon, didn't let him settle, all the rest of it, right? And then he got tired with that brush then. Then he ended, he had some duff jobs out in Spain. He took on a club he should never have took on. Sunderland was a poison chalice job, wasn't it? Really, Sam Allardyce was the only one who really done anything at Sunderland over the last few years. He said Moyes should never have took that position, and this has really come round for him, isn't it? And we got rid of him. Can you believe Sullivan got rid of him? But what happened there? I know what happened there. Actually, is that Moyes was fed up with the interference from David Sullivan as the chairman. So Sullivan, when he got Pellegrini, right, it was nothing about just getting a big name, right? And then Pellegrini flopped; he couldn't take the pressure, and Moyes made a gentleman's agreement with, and we saw Stuart Pearce come. If you remember, Stuart Pearce kicked off at the time, right? And they had a gentleman's agreement that Moyes would run the side and Sullivan would keep his nose out. And Moyes buys the players now, not Sullivan, which you can never have a football chairman picking your bloody players, for God's sake. And
that's what we've had in the past.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what used to happen. Exactly what used to happen. Not a lot of people realise that. And Moyes had, the understanding. If you want me to come back, I run this show, you run the business, and I'll run the football. And that's exactly what's happened. Sullivan backed down with Stuart Pearce. Stuart Pearce had a lot to say after Moyes got released the first time, and he was bang on the money. And he sort of did reveal a little bit of what went on behind the scenes. And he adds Piercy back as well. So, sometimes everyone knocks hard Dave Sullivan, and I do a lot of the time as well, but at least he's been man enough to stand back and think, right, yeah, okay, let's do it the Moyes way. And I'm really proud of David Moyes, because David Moyes is a fantastic manager. And whoever he brings in now, you have faith in, don't you? He takes his time, he picks his targets, he's not going to rush and dive into the transfer market and waste money just to buy a big name or and his backroom staff are doing a fantastic job scouting and everything. It's been proven now, isn't it? Look at the Czech boys we got in there. Bargains. It's not all about how much you pay for players a lot of the time. It's the quality that you find in getting them into your side.
The thing is with it, though, is, people still will say dithering Dave, won't they? I think we just got to wait and we would do a judgment. I think we've all got frustrated, but let's just make that final judgment.
Yeah. You just got to remember, transfer windows especially, there is always the domino effect, right? And you got to wait for one to move. It's just like Gareth Bale, who's probably going to Barcelona, and you still get. I've got 20 quid on it, 20 to 1 on it. I will give you that tip, right? And Flores, what's his name, was in Barcelona on the weekend, talking to. In Barcelona for the Real Madrid president to be in Barcelona having a meeting with his arch rivals. Hey,
but James
Flores, I'm still half pissed. I can't bloody remember the names. Can't get names up. But yeah, anyway. But Gareth Bale, you bet you he goes to Barcelona, or very close. Right. He goes to Barcelona.
All right.
And Sky Bet were offering 20 to 1. I don't know what they're offering now.
James, I completely forgot the question. now.
You said about differing Dave, Jake.
Yeah.
What it
Like
is,
the sound of Mandy. Sorry.
what it is, right? I understand people saying let's not panic, but when you keep losing target after target after target, then you got to ask yourself, why are we losing target after
Well, we're
target
not
after
now,
target?
are we? We're not losing targets now. We're getting them. We're getting Moisey's
Well,
targets.
Well, Daya, you still haven't told us. Daya, you still haven't told us who that striker is.
Look, I'm not that pissed. If you got me at 12 o'clock last night, you might have had a chance.
Yeah, Daya, talk to us, mate. I had 20 quid on it.
Mandy in the comments there, right? Mandy says, have we time to find the bargains, Steve? The bargains are lined up way in advance, right? It's not about, quick, we need a left back, right? Targets are targeted with Moisey's boys for a good 12 months, right? Sometimes it might be 6 months, right? But the targets are way off. It's just a matter of when you can get them and when you can bring them in. And that's what Moisey does really well, to be fair. Some managers, I agree, Mandy, some managers, shit, we need we've seen it often at West Ham, haven't we? Right? We need a midfielder, bloody hell, who's available? But that was when Sullivan was then. Sullivan used to use an agent called Barry Silkman. And he's one of the worst agents. I shouldn't, but he's just a bloody geezer, right?
Yeah.
The pub.
This one's available. That one's available. This one, try him, Dave. Of course, Silkman, to be fair, he's playing Sullivan like a trooper. And if you look through Sullivan's career of signing players, they're all Barry Silkman's signings or players, should we say?
Brownie's in the building. Here we go.
Morning, Brownie. How are you feeling, Brownie? You went to a wedding yesterday, and I know you've got a worse hangover than I have.
To finish off, James, to you first. Are we ready for Newcastle in a week's time?
I think we are to a point, but the first team is, but the squad's not. And I've always said that. Well, we're still light on the ground. Right, we need a centre half. We need to get a striker in this club. Actually, a person who's paid, who does their trade for a living, a striker's role. Antonio's a good player, and he's a striker now. He's not a winger; he's a striker. But he's not the solution if he goes down. And there's arguably no one there to back him up to go as a striker. So for me, we understand a striker. I think we're ready, but we need to get players through the door as soon as possible, mate.
Indeed, Steve.
For the Newcastle game, we're more than ready, mate. More than ready. We got to remember the transfer window's open to the 26th. Our first team is ready for the first month of Premiership football, right? At least, and we will batter Newcastle. No, seriously, Newcastle have got about 15 players. You think we're in a bad position with a thin squad, right? Newcastle, I think, have got 15 players at the minute. And they don't look like signing anybody. They're relegation fodder this year.
Ashley's at the wheel.
Mike Ashley, well, I don't knock Mike Ashley. I don't think he's done a bad job for Newcastle. But he saved their asses, basically. But with all this takeover, Saudi talk and this, and Amanda Stavely, what she keeps talking about, Newcastle are fodder, mate. Hey, Steve Bruce isn't a manager anyway, never has been in my book, right? Newcastle have misfit managers, right? But West Ham are ready for this, mate. We're going to put them away. I'll give you my prediction. 3-0, mate. 3-0, we'll put them away.
You're too confident, mate. What's going on?
No.
Are you still drunk, Daya? You must have had a few drinks this morning. You're thinking 3-0.
No, I couldn't even get a glass of water down at 7:30 this morning. But no, I'm that confident. I really am. I was on the table in the pub last night telling everybody. Do you know what I mean?
You were.
Get your money on a Premier League win. So we got to get the spirits up. If you get your spirits up in football, amazing things happen.
I will agree with you on one thing before I have to shoot off.
Thank you, James.
Basically, we will know by next weekend, by next Sunday at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, we will know what West Ham are all about. West Ham go there and put Newcastle away, then it's going to be a very, very good season. But if we go there and struggle against a Newcastle team who haven't really got a lot of players, and they are like relegation threatened team.
How many times have we seen West Ham start slowly in the first game and the next week be absolutely dynamite? And that happens to all sorts of guys. So I wouldn't worry. I think we're putting Newcastle away easily myself, personally, 2 or 3-0. 3-0 I'm going to go for.
I'm going to go 2-1 because we don't keep a clean sheet. But other than that...
I know what you mean, but the defence yesterday was awesome. There was Atalanta could have played the midnight last night and they still wouldn't have scored. They could have re-brought their subs on. Had 28 players on the pitch, or maybe it would be more than that, 35 players on the pitch, and they still wouldn't have scored. We were that good.
Yeah.
This is West Ham's year. I'm telling you.
I just want to say this, right? I just want to say this, yeah. And now I know how Peach feels when he's doing a video from a car park. Like, I'm literally in a car park. Look.
Yeah, but there's a big difference, James. There's a big difference, mate. You haven't been arrested.
Not yet. Not yet.
Right, we'll let you go, James. We'll let you go.
Yeah. Right. I'll catch you later on. Take care.
James.
Have a good Sunday.
Yeah, mate.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye-bye. Right, we'll just take some comments and then we'll end things off, Steve. Not good. Brownie's not good. He's getting too old for hangovers, apparently. Steve, bit too old for hangovers for you?
Well, I do think so this morning, but come when we beat Newcastle next week 3-0, I'll probably be back out on it again. So.
Dan the bell with your friend?
Yeah, your friend. That was just a demonstration of how to pull your chick, Jake. Come on. Tell them. Never lie to your viewers. Never lie to your viewers.
It's back. Score predictions, just flicking through the comments nice and quick. Score predictions are back. 3-0.
I honestly think so. I can see us ripping them apart, to be honest.
2-1 West Ham next Sunday if we get a couple of signings. 2-1 West Ham. I'm loving it.
Signings ain't going to make no difference, are they? Because they're not going to. If we get signings this week, won't start the Premiership, right? Now, I'll guarantee you they won't start next week. Moyes has already got his team picked for next week against Newcastle. And it'd be very, very similar. This is my opinion. He hadn't rung me up or nothing. But, he will have that team selected in his head already, barring any injuries or any niggles during this week, right? The only one I don't think will start will be Yarmolenko, and I think Bowen a play instead of Yarmolenko.
But we'll leave it there. Tufty will be on next week for the preview. Yeah. That'll be interesting.
Tufty's suicidal, mate. He's not watching Newcastle this year, he said. So it'd be interesting to see if he watches West Ham. I reckon I might get him on the watch along. He went to South Shields. He's deflected. Like quite a lot of Newcastle fans go and watch South Shields in non-league football.
That should be an interesting watch along. But I'll be at the game with a match day vlog. What a weekend it's going to be. Steve will be sat at home in his office. I'll be screaming out bubbles for the first time in 2 years. There's St James's Park up there, 7 floors worth. We're going to see all of you guys. If you are going to be there, come and say hello. If you see me, I'll be there. I'll be there all weekend, as they say. And
are you going to do some videos from up north?
Well, might do. You never know. Well, a vlog of it. Yeah,
we want it live, mate. We want live. We don't want all this vlogging. The viewers want it live. We want to see you live.
There won't be no live. There won't be no live. There'll be a big match day vlog. No Steve and Pete show next week because I'll be up there. So we'll have a week off that.
Do I still get paid in my contract? I want to, just because you're going off swanning around, you take your bird up with you as well.
Are you? No, I haven't got a bird. There's no bird coming with me. There's nothing. All right. Is that Seema you want?
That's that week you wanted. That's that week you wanted.
Seema. Here we go. The disabled teams had 2-1 West Ham to win the Prem, 150-1.
I'll tell you, I'm see, the bookmakers ain't stupid. Leicester were 500-1. West Ham only 150-1. Get your money on. I'm telling you, just a tenner. Only the price of what, £2 these days? Eh?
Just a tenner.
Just a tenner. Well, I'd go 20 on but no, a tenner thing can happen in football, can't it? Go a tenner, but I don't think we're going to be far away, Jake. I really don't think. I think this is the turning point after 11 years since Sullivan took over. That we're at that point now, the turning point, right? We've had these idiots going on about takeovers, right? I spurred Sullivan on a little bit more, I reckon. That'll get his back up, right? You wait and see. Moyes is the class manager. We got Ben Rama, who's the new Payet. Look how good we were with Payet when we played that first season with him at Upton Park, right? And we've got a squad of players. We got Souček. We got them all over the park now, mate. West Ham are going to win the Premier League and we're going to qualify for the Champions League. We're going massive.
So that was Steve Dyer on the Sunday, the 8th of August at 12:14. We are going to win the league.
Yeah, 150 to 1. Get your tenner on.
Right, final question. How's your Bitcoin going?
Bitcoin's flying, Browner. Yeah, I've been watching it this morning, mate. I went for some professional advice after I had advice off you, and it's paid off, mate. I bought
100
the right
to 1
one.
for top 4, Steve. 100 to 1 for us to finish.
That's worth another tenner. That's worth another tenner. I'm telling you, it's coming, mate. It's coming. We've had years and years and years of negativity, and I'll tell you why it's coming. This is my lucky year. Right? I've supported West Ham since 1969. Right? My first game was in 1969. Yeah, what's it? Yeah, 69 was my first game. Right? It's now this year. I'm having 3 grandchildren. Right? They're all boys. I found out last night. Another reason why I went celebrating. Right? And they're all boys. All 3 of them. One's already born. He's 2. I've got to coach him a little bit to get in the side. His feet ain't there. Right? And the other 2 look world class in the womb. Right? So we're watching their feet movements. Right? It's my lucky year. Got me free. I always wanted a little mini team of footballers. I ended up with a netball team when I had my own kids. Right? But now my team's coming, and Moisey's team's coming. All West Ham fans' team going, and we're going to win the Premier League. I'm telling you.
Gary says that's why he won't be live. Jet will be there with his lady. Well done, Jakey boy.
Exactly, no, Gary. No. Exactly. We all know what's going on, Gary. Too long in the tooth to take all this waffle off Jakey about his bird.
Unless
Amelia.
You what?
No, see, look at you. They couldn't keep a straight face then. I've got the information. You wait to Global 247 News. The story's due out in about 2 hours, an exclusive on YouTube's big sensation.
I can't believe this. You're talking absolute blabber, Steve.
No. You wait till it's published.
Who told you this then?
I can't reveal my sources. I told you I never say my in-the-know stuff. I'm not telling you.
To be honest with you.
Amelia, you're breaking my heart.
To be honest with you, there is an Amelia from school who lives in Newcastle.
Yes, I know. I know all the information, Jake.
But she's not my girlfriend, that's for sure. She's way too
No, don't give me that one. Don't give me that one. You know Amelia. We all know who Amelia is. All will be revealed. Global247news.com.
She's too tall, Steve. She's about 6 foot. I'm 5 foot.
That hasn't put you off, mate. That hasn't put you off. My sources have told me it definitely hasn't put you off.
Your sources. Right, the reason why we like is no, Steve.
What colour hair has she got there, Jake, Amelia?
Oh, I don't even know. Hang on.
Have a look at it. So you got a photo of her on your computer, look. There you go.
No, I've got Instagram open of,
blonde.
Instagram. I won't be live. Because I'll be up in the gods, up in the skies, up at Newcastle. We're in floor 7, for God's sake. Floor 7. Oh dear. Right.
Amelia, you're breaking my heart.
You're just talking absolute rubbish, Steve.
Amelia, you're breaking my heart. Girl, yours. Does she like West Ham, Jake?
No, she supports Newcastle. She's a Geordie.
I know.
What do you not know? Where are you getting this?
All of a sudden, your old man was desperate for transport, right, to get you up to Newcastle to meet Amelia. She came down this weekend. You took her to the theatre. You're going. It's your return weekend up in Geordie Town, mate.
I wind her up because I messaged us always saying we're actually coming up to Newcastle. She hasn't seen the message yet, but I wind her up every day.
You told her at the theatre yesterday, Jake. Don't try to wind up now.
No, every day at school I call it Sports Direct FC or Mike Ashley FC, and she absolutely loses her nuts.
What did you say? She goes to your school?
Yeah.
And she lives in Newcastle?
Yeah.
That's a long school run, isn't it?
She's a boarder.
Oh, she's a boy. You go to one of those posh schools, you? Private school. I said you go private school, and you said no.
It's a state school, Steve. It's no private school.
Oh, I've never heard of a state boarding school before.
Well, you have now.
Sure. What's it called? Borstal.
Gary, don't let Amelia meet that mug Anton. Don't be mean to Anton. No, I'll be going to talk with Anton and his little boy and dad. That's it. There's no girls involved. Nothing.
Get away. Here we go. Put a picture up. Put her Instagram profile up. Have a look at. You make her famous. Well, we've got it anyway. It's going to be on Global 247 later.
Anyway, we were leaving. I can't believe this. I'm going back to bed. That is not true.
You got me up early enough. Now you're going back to bed.
Well, I'll have my chicken casserole in a minute and I'm going back to bed.
What's Amelia's prediction for the game next week, Jake?
Oh, well, she's a Newcastle fan, so she'll probably say a Newcastle win.
Well, she's probably told you already, isn't she? Didn't you discuss it yesterday?
No. Oh my God, there was no Amelia in Bath.
The protection of being a minor at 14 from the press is your very lucky escape at the moment, Jake.
Steve, I want to see this article now. Where's this Global 247 news article? I want it now.
I'll ring him up now. Hang on, at the time up, see if it's been finished yet.
What, by Mario Rizzo?
I've had a tweet. This Twitter. How do I get? Hang on, Jake. You have to talk me through this Twitter.
Right, we're going to leave the show there.
How do I accept the? How do I accept
the show?
How do I accept somebody on Twitter?
Hey.
You said Kent Harris. Kent Harris.
Thank you very much for watching. Drop a like on
give me this tip. She's rushing off to see your bird again. Now you're forgetting your mates. That's what you should never do, Steve. That's what happens when women get involved, right? When women get involved, people start dropping their mates, right? I got a mate, Andy Simmons.
Listen,
he's just done the same. He's not speaking to anyone.
Thank you very much for watching. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new around here. There's no Amelia. She isn't here. She's up in Newcastle throwing cabbages at St James's Park. And yeah, we will see you next time. She wasn't in Bath. She's in Newcastle. Just Steve's getting some information from somewhere, and it's not correct.
Yeah, it is correct. Can I just finish on my final speech there, Jake? As you got me out of bed 10:30 this morning. Please go to global247news.com in about half an hour to read about Jake Cox's romance in Bath.
I'm not going to forget about you. I'm not going to forget about you. Maybe Steve, but not you, Gary, because you're a member.
Oh, right. Yeah, you got to sign up for membership not to be dropped by Jake Cox now. That's another one for the press. Right? And the other thing, if you haven't subscribed to the Day's Banter Show, please do. As you know, we get plenty of banter. We talk about Jake Cox's love life and all sorts on our show, as well as
brilliant
the
banter.
West
That is brilliant banter. Come on, you want Steve? Just come on.
Can you just put the link in for those, Jake, before we go? I only need a few subs to get to 200 today.
What, you need about
50? I know that you're worried about me catching you up with your big 1,500, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm 2 off 1,500.
Yeah, I'm 20 off 200.
We'll see you next time. I'm off. I don't know what this turned into. Steve's got some information that's very much incorrect. Incorrect.
Yeah, read about it. Read all about it. Read all about it. Global247news.com.
Well, we might be back later. I don't know whether I can cope with it, but
we got the Pete show later.
Oh God, maybe not. I haven't made the show decision yet. Not quite. Like, let's have a look. Kent says
wrong sleeve. These bloody cameras again. Come on, that's proper badge. Proper badge.
Kent says when you are familiar, Jake, and you come. To come, remember who was there at the start. You were there at the start, Kent. Steve was there as well.
Steve would be dead by then. West Ham keep winning, my liver's going to pack up, mate, I tell you.
And we'll see you next time. Come on, you guys. Thank you very much. There's no Amelia. West Ham.
There isn't Amelia.
We are massive.
Long live the bowling. Long live Amelia. Come on, you wines. Premier League, here we come.
Come on, you irons. I will see you next time. I might be back later. It depends whether I've recovered or not. And we'll see you next time. Bye.